guys, today I want to talk about my unfinished series that are going to be continued. This is part 2 in a 3-video series where I talk about all of my unfinished series. I'm going to link you part 1 in the description where I talk about the series that I have to catch up on. And this video is going to be about all of the series where I am caught up, but I'm waiting for the next or final book to be published. And I think we should just get started to not make this too long. The first series is one where I'm basically just hoping that someday we will get more books. And that is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. There are still rumors about this being a trilogy, and I'm still very much hoping for this to be continued, but honestly, knowing Stephenie Meyer, I'm not really sure if this is ever going to happen. I don't really consider this a series, but I still kind of wanted to mention this to put some hope out there and just be really optimistic about it. And that same thing goes for the Archived series by Victoria Schwab. I have read The Archived and The Unbound, and Victoria Schwab has said several times that she really wants to continue this series, but there's no publishers who wants to pick it up, I think. Something like that. I definitely would love to see more books in this world. I really love it. I think the duology is really good and it has a great ending, but there's so many more stories to tell and the world is really great. I think there just should be more books in this series. The next one is the Selection series by Kiera Cass, and I actually wanted to include this in my finished series at first because I have read the original trilogy, and this kind of companion duology that is coming out right now is really just a companion for me and a kind of spin-off for the original trilogy. But since I'm planning on finishing this duology, I thought it would kind of be easier to just include it in this one and see it as one big series. I have read the Selection and the Elite and also the One and the Heir, and I'm waiting for The Crown to be released, which I think is going to happen in May 2016. Definitely looking forward to finishing this series again. Next I have the Neil trilogy by Lynn Madsen, the first one being Neil and the second one being Neil Unlocked, and the third book, Neil on Fire, is coming out this summer as well. This is another one I'm very much looking forward to finishing. I really enjoyed this trilogy so far, and I can't imagine that the third book will disappoint. Then we have the Summoner series by Taryn Matharu, with the first book, The Novice, being out right now, and the second book, The Inquisition, is coming out I think in June of this year, and it's another one I'm very much looking forward to. And I don't know if there's going to be 3 books or more books, but I definitely would read all of them because I have really enjoyed the world. Then we have Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which I think has been published as a standalone, but to many readers and to Victoria Schwab, it was clear that this should be a series. And I'm pretty sure that the last kind of publishing deal she has signed was one where the sequel for this is definitely included. So we'll definitely get the sequel for this, which is really amazing, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Then we also have the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy by V.E. Schwab, and the second book, A Gathering of Shadows, will be published in February, so I'm very excited to finally read this. It's this month. Maybe when this video comes out, it will already be out. This is also exciting. Another one where the world is great, the characters are great. I cannot wait. Next we have the An Ember in the Ashes series by Sabaa Tahir. The first one, An Ember in the Ashes, was published last year and I read it, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I definitely look forward to seeing where the story is going. I'm pretty sure that the second book, A Torch in the Light or something, will be released this year, and I don't know if there's going to be a duology or a trilogy. I don't even know if I would continue it after the second book, but definitely looking forward to the second book, and we'll see whatever happens after that. Then we have the Witch Hunter trilogy by Virginia Baker, and The Witch Hunter was one of my favorite books of 2015. I'm so excited for The Kingslayer, which comes out in June this year, and I cannot wait to read it and read more in this world. Next we have the Escaped series by Kristin Cast, and I have read Ember Smoke last year. I don't have any information yet on if this is really going to be continued, when the book will be published, and what the title is, or how many books there are going to be in this series, but if there's ever anything published, I'm definitely there to read it. Then we also have the Avalonia Chronicles by Farah Umaboy. The Last of the Fire Drakes was the first book, and this is also one where I'm not sure when the next book is going to be released. But I really enjoyed the first book, and this is another one where I found the world to be really interesting, and I'm excited to hopefully read more soon. The next series is the Shadow Wars series by Sarah Benson, the first one being Born of Shadow. I think that the second book is already on Wattpad. I don't know if I should be counting that, but I'm just not going to count that. If it is ever like officially published, I will probably pick up the second book. And the last series I have on my list is the Return of Divinity by Lester Sachs. I only recently read the first book, Divine Destruction, and even though I didn't like completely love the series, I definitely feel like the ending was so mean that I want to continue with the series. So these were all of my unfinished series where I'm waiting for other books to be published. I'm sorry that especially for the last few books I didn't have that many information about them, but some of these were just ones that I have read through NetGalley and where it's, I think, sometimes really not clear if there's going to be more books published, and yeah, I just don't really have that much information about that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you soon.